You'll find many videos on internet talking about what are the technical things you should learn to become a good data scientist. There are hell lot of material on machine learning, deep learning, Python, R, all these things, right? But surprisingly, to my experience, there are many non-technical aspects that make you a good data scientist, and that is exactly what we will discuss in this video. So what are the aspects that you need to take care in 2021 and years to come, which will make your data science career very smooth and it will take you to the next level in the journey. We will know answer to all these questions in this video. Welcome to Unfold Data Science. My name is Aman and I am a data scientist. Before we move on to the video guys, I want to request you to please press subscribe button if you have not done yet. There are many people who are watching the videos but not pressing subscribe button. So kindly do that, it will help me a lot and motivate me to create more content as well. So let us start the discussion guys. When we say non-technical aspect of data science, right? So one thing you need to understand at high level is a data science project is nothing but taking a business problem, formulating a data science solution for this and giving something back to the business which they can act on. Okay, let me repeat it. There is a business problem. You as a data scientist formulate a data science problem which can help the business when you create a solution to that problem. And then when you deliver that solution, there has to be a tangible action which business can take. That is the entire flow, right? Now, what are the important things to consider in this flow? So tomorrow when you discuss with business about a problem, let us say you understand the business problem. The very first thing that comes to the mind is what is the complexity of this data science solution that I am suggesting. This is very important guys. You suggest a solution to an existing problem. Now that problem can be very small, so the solution also will be some bit of automation. Let's say some small task. The problem is very huge, the solution might be of that scale as well. So estimating what will be the complexity of this solution is very important. Estimating what you are going to deliver is going to be very important. How do you estimate that? Basically you have to take care of few things here. Number one, what is the data availability? Data availability means, let's say you are talking to a retailer and you want to build a recommendation engine for them. Just an example. So whatever the input data recommendation engine expects, is that data available? If the data is not available, then what is the alternate data we can use? If there is data available, then is there an access that we have to take? I am telling you all these things because all this comes from my experience guys. Sometimes for taking the access to the data, right, taking the access to the environment takes you weeks together, and this will eat your timeline. So if you have committed 12 weeks, 14 weeks and 3 weeks, 4 weeks is gone in taking the access to the environment, that is a very big problem. These are the things you need to take care while estimating the complexity of the project and giving the timeline to the business. You need to understand that you have to use Python. So are the packages available, packages download available from the free internet? Can I install a new package if I want? If not, what is the alternate way of doing it? Is there Jupyter Notebook or any IDE available in the environment where you will work? If not, then what is the alternative? All these things you need to take care in the very first step, very beginning step. That is about when you are estimating the complexity of the project and when you are estimating the timeline of the project. This is step number one guys. The second most important thing you need to take care is data curiosity. Now what is data curiosity guys? We do not know in a particular type of business which data will be useful for what purpose. We have a high level understanding, but we do not know what data and what patterns make more sense for that business. Let's say you are building a supply chain optimization model for a pharma company. Okay, so for a pharma company, when you build a supply chain optimization model, you need to also take into consideration the ingredients that go into making a medicine. Some small example I am giving. There are many other data sources that you need to take care when you build a model. How the patterns will emerge, how the patterns will make more sense. For example, if somebody is working on an attrition problem, HR attrition problem, then what might be the behavior of an employee before the employee leaves the organization? Maybe the employee's performance will fall, maybe the employee's attendance might fall, some things like that, right? So are these data available? If not, how can I make more sense of the data? This is called data curiosity. You can ask your business, you can ask, hey, I think this is what is making sense. Do you also feel the similar thing? Hey, I think that this will relate to this, like there will be a relation. Do you agree with what my assumption is? All these things come under data curiosity. You want to know more about the data, and hence you will be able to create a better model. That is the about data curiosity. The next thing we need to understand is you have to be very careful in when you are doing some experiment. When you are doing some experiment, it has to be a calculated experiment. Now let me tell you with an example again. Let's say you are committing 14 weeks for a model, okay? Out of these 14 weeks, you are thinking that you will run a gradient boost or some algorithm or some deep learning algorithm and you will get a good result. Let's say you did not get a good result. Now, how much time you will devote to tune that model? How much time you will devote on the same thought process that was there in the beginning? So in the beginning you thought that you will run a random forest or XGBoost or gradient boost and you will get some good accuracy on this classification problem, but you are not getting that. So how much more time you want to invest? The risk to reward ratio should be maintained. If I am going to invest one more week in this, am I expected to get the better result? Is this going to work? The data that I am going to use, is this data good for classification at all? The problem which I thought is a classification problem, is there something else that I can do with this data? If yes, then why not explore that area as well if the classification is not giving good result? So what I am telling here is all the experiments are fine, but always check your risk to reward ratio, because you are losing very important time. Time is very important when it's a data science project, because all the projects are very short duration in nature. This is about managing your expectation, managing your experiments, how you experiment, how you expect the return from your experiment. The last point that I want to talk about here is you need to be certainly giving something tangible towards end of the project. So just keep in mind guys, I spoke about that flow in the beginning, right? A business problem, a data science solution and a tangible output. In some of the cases, you might not be able to give a good model to the business. In many cases actually. So what you do in those cases? You should keep in mind that business has invested in you, hence you need to give something tangible. Let's try understanding with an example. Let us say there is a NLP problem, natural language processing problem of document classification, for example, or comments classification. Let's say comments classification, you ran a model, the comment classification is not giving good result, okay? So what can you give to the business which will make some sense for them? Can you give them a search tool kind of thing? Can you give them a tool where they will just enter some word and they will see all the comments which contain that word? Can you just tell them, if your multi-level classification is not working, multi-class classification, can you give them a two-class classification model? Can you give them something which is tangible? Can you give them something which they can use? If you are in this mindset of giving at least some tangible output towards the end, then I can assure you that business is going to have trust in you. And if they have trust, next time they are going to come to you for their next task. Otherwise, they are not going to come to you. So these are the non-technical aspects of data science, or rather say data science projects, that you need to keep in mind as we move in 2021 and years to come. Just to summarize guys, there has to be something tangible in the end. You should be always particular about risk and reward of your experiments when you are running models. Next is, you should always be curious about what this data is, what that data is, which data I can use. Is the data making sense? What patterns can emerge? Ask the input from the business. And first and important, understand the complexity of your project from various aspects, and then only you can commit and you can estimate, how much time you will need, how much effort you will need, what is the complexity, all these things. So just keep all these things in your mind, and your data science project execution as a manager or as a team lead or as a resource, it will be very good. Let me know what do you think through the comments. I'll see you all in the next video. Till then, wherever you are, stay safe and take care.